Hello and welcome to Beautifully Authentic, even when shit happens. I'm your host, Cindy Packlack, and I am so glad that you are here. This is episode 6. Thanks for joining me. So, episode 6, what can we do now? Showing up. Showing up. What can we do now? We've been talking about authenticity. We've been talking about showing up for yourself. We've been talking about how our very first perceptions of self and existence, how they come to be. And now we're going to talk about how do we walk out this little bit of work that we've discussed to truly live authentically with self-awareness, so we can be living with freedom, resilience, prosperity, beautifully connected relationships in all the ways that beautiful life is defined, that authentic life is defined. How do we do this? So let's begin by just quickly having a quick flashback to last episode. And I gave you an example about the work that is required that you cannot get out of if you're going to live in this beautiful and authentic way and live the way that you really want to and have the real deep connections that you desire. I said that a lot of people, they don't want to do the work. And you know what? I get it, because some of the work, the way it used to be done with professionals, was ugly. It was a deep, dark dive into the abyss of old pain and sorting and trying to figure and I don't believe in that. That's not what we're doing here. So I gave you a very, very quick analogy about teaching a child to tie their shoelaces on their first day or week of kindergarten, so that it's not a difficulty that is prolonged for years every single day. You're not tying their shoes every day, but instead you've taught them once, twice, maybe 3 times, and now they're doing it themselves. And I'm saying, have that respect, grace for you. Do your work and then enjoy it just being part of a beautiful routine that feels effortless, that doesn't feel like grunt work. Just do the work for you. Just step into it. Stop the chatter. Stop the negative. Just stop doing that. No more. So here we go. How are we going to do that? If we do our work on authenticity, we just acknowledge that whatever happened, however it came to be in those initial years of our showing up and understanding whether or not we were connected and needs were met, we are not going to dive deep. We're just going to accept that may have not gone ideally the way that would have been best. And that's it. And then we're going to move forward, because we are going to invest and do a little bit of work to manifest what we really want, which is a healthy body, the wealth and prosperity to afford us the things that we need and require to live well here. We're going to do a little bit of work so that we can have the most beautiful existence and relationships. If you do your bit, you are saying to you, the message you're saying to your cells, to your body, to yourself, is that you have value. So it doesn't matter what the past said. If you do your bit of work, if you will labor to rest, if you will, I just like that term. If you will labor, do your little bit of work to rest, to manifest, to move forward in a beautiful way, you are telling your body, telling your cells, telling yourself, your mind, heart, and soul, that you have value and that you always have and you always will. Do your little bit of work on your authenticity. Who do you say you are? What do you want to do? It's like I was talking with my girlfriend the other day, and she said, do you remember when we used to push start a car, a standard car? Do you remember? You know, if it wouldn't turn over, if the battery was dead, if the starter was wonky, you'd get someone to push from behind while one of you had the clutch held down. And as you started to roll, you'd pop the clutch. Remember that? Push start, pop the clutch. Remember that? That was so much fun. And thank goodness we could do it. So here's how I'm going to use that analogy to relate to what we've been talking about. Are you going to do what you've been doing all these years that has got you to where you are? Or are you going to do a little bit of work and then really step into where you want to be headed, how you want to be existing? Are you going to spend your life walking around in the same days you've been, getting the same difficult connection relationships, work relationships, grunting against, pushing against, struggling, having difficulty, having your body scream at you, having suffering and things like that? Or are you going to do your work and step into it? Are you going to walk around drudgingly forever? Or are you going to do a tiny bit of work? In the scheme of things, this is a tiny bit of work, folks. It's really simple. The chatter that you're doing, the procrastination, the judgments, and the combos you've been having inside your head that have kept you where you are, where you don't really want to be, that's the hard work. The easy is doing the job now and getting on the other side of it. Are you going to walk around drudgingly for the rest of your life like when we were kids, one foot in front of the other, long walks to wherever you had to go to see your buddy, to go to school, to go to the movies, to do whatever it is you were doing? Or are you going to jump in that broken down car right there, your body, if you will, or your mind, if you will, or your mindset, if you will? Are you going to jump in that broken down car with the dead battery and the pooched starter and push start that sucker once and for all, and then drive around with ease doing the rest of your life? What do you choose? Stay where you are, lugging your backpack, one foot in front of the other for the rest of your life, taking the long road, taking 10 times longer than you need to get to your destination, to get to your reward? Or are you going to get in that car that's broken down, do a little bit of work, pop the clutch, drive to the store, get the new battery or starter, and for the rest of your life, be sailing around with ease, knowing exactly what you can rely on? Your means of transportation is fixed. Your mindset, your boundaries, your body, they are all in line with you because you did a bit of work, and you're all heading, you and your means of transportation, heading towards the goal line, creating beautiful memories, beautiful relationships, authentic stories to be left behind that will be shared to the people, by the people who respected and loved you, because you chose to show up for you and do the little bit of work to create a smoother sail and a beautiful transition into the dreams that you have for yourself. Are you going to do the work, or are you going to make excuses and stay on a drudging, long journey with less reward? Or are you going to get in that damn car that's broken down, give it a push, pop the clutch, and be on your way? You choose. You can't get away from a little bit of work either way. If you choose to slug it out, your body, even if you think you're good and you're cool now and all is well, your body will start sending signals if it hasn't already. If you've been trying to play small, if you've been trying to keep a beast in your life at Bae, if you've been doing something you hate and saying, I hate internally, if there's resistance in you emotionally, physically, if your body is not in agreement with you, your gut is telling you something and you're denying it, or you're doing the opposite of what it's saying, there's all these things that we deny and close the door on and tell to be quiet for now because you're having too much fun drinking, partying, staying in that relationship that's good enough, whatever it is, and you're not doing your work. Do your dang work. Worry about you. Don't worry about anybody else. Because if you show up as you, you have far more effect on anyone else. Your authenticity is self-awareness. It is an inside job. Pop that clutch, start that broken down car, and get moving. Your body knows the truth. You can't deny forever. If you deny, and you punch out the warning lights on the dashboard, the car will break down. Your body will break down. This, I guarantee you. You can't do fa la 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 for the rest of your life and pretend that your body is not at dis-ease because you are punching out the warning lights and you are not living authentically. You're not doing your part and you're not focusing on the goal, which is living a beautiful, authentic life with authentic connections, prosperity, resilience. You're just batting by the days, just slugging, walking everywhere, wearing out your hips and knees. Not that walking, I'm not saying that walking and exercise aren't good. They are excellent. Excellent for mood, excellent for body, excellent for everything. But you know the analogy that I'm getting at. Are you going to take the hard, long road? Or are you going to just do your bit of work that is required, labor into rest, deal with your shit so that you can be free. You can live in freedom and acceptance. And you're no longer denying your body, your warning signals, your partner's upset with you and discomfort or whatever. We affect everything outside of us, and we must take responsibility for that too. But your work starts in you. You will not have functional, deeply connected relationships if you are not authentic and if you are not doing your bit of work first. Man, if I'd known this as a young lady, I could have saved myself a lot of heartbreak and tears and illness. So that is why I'm sharing it with you now. I want you to enjoy the rest of your journey. I want you to walk through life in a way that you are so damn proud. Stop punching out the warning lights on the dash. Stop trying to identify with an individual who needs to slug it out. That is not true. That is not why you are here. That is not what your life's supposed to look like. I don't care who said it over you. I don't care where it came from, where it was derived from. It is not true. What are you making your existence mean? You do deserve to be heard. You do deserve to be seen. You do deserve to speak your mind and show up authentically. What are you going to make it mean? Do you know coping mechanisms like depression come to at first protect you? It is just a depression or pushing down of an emotion that seems too big to handle. When things happen in life that are hard to handle, that are hard for us because they should never have happened to us, our body is so clever and so beautiful and wonderful, and it is so protective of us that it will push down, depress something that could take our lives eventually if it was all consuming. So we create those coping mechanisms to survive. Thank your body for everything it's done before now to protect you and to keep you alive. But it is not time for you to live in the way that you've been living. It is time for you to live freely, for you to live authentically, for you to show up as the real you, the whole you. You don't need coping mechanisms when you identify as being valuable, worthy, and accepted or acceptable. You absolutely must do this work. Everything in life is affected if you won't, if you don't. Your work, your love life, your relationship with your children, your relationship with your parents, everything that is important is affected when you don't do this work. If you step into who you are going to change everything. That I can promise you. If you are authentic, if you are open, if you are not hiding in resistance and judgment and old ways, if you are ready, moving forward, you can be scared and that's okay. You can be worried about how this is going to roll, what's it going to look like. That is okay. Your body knows the difference. Your cells know the difference. If you align with the truth that you're acceptable, valuable, and you have every right to show up authentically, things slowly reverse and go back to their beautiful original design. It takes time. Do not think for 1 second it's going to happen in 1 second. It takes a bit of time, but it works. And it's the type of work that lasts forever. If you decide it's now, if you identify as being authentic and valuable, your body, your cells hear you. And they know that is the truth of who you are, and they align with that because they are in full agreement with your existence and your value. Your body knows the truth. Your body knows how to protect you. Your body knows how to send you messages. And your body knows the truth of who you are. And if you will stop denying all of the truth of who you are, and you will show up authentically and take the course that I've designed to rapidly help you get to where you got to be quickly, especially if you're in crisis and illness, or you could really use it quickly. That really helps. That's why I created it, because at times I was so ill and had so much going on that I struggled to keep my head above water. So that is why I created that course that I created about living and manifesting a beautiful life. Take that course if you need the jump start. Accept self, accept yourself. Your body knows when you're telling yourself the truth and when you're not. Give your body the opportunity it needs to align with perfect healing, wholeness, value. Help you, help yourself get back to where you want to be, and it can happen quite quickly. No reason not to. No excuse. No excuse, dear friends. Absolutely no excuse. Show up for you. Show up for the folks that you love. You will attract people doing the same work when you do. No more depression, pressing down things that are old, things that hurt deeply, because you won't need to, because you're no longer identifying as a person who has to stay small, keep quiet, or doesn't have value and worth. You are going to move forward as a person who is lovely, valuable, and worth everything that he or she needs to live the beautiful life that they deserve. All right, my dear friends, thank you for joining me on this episode, and I will talk with you again on the next. Cheers, friends.